What we're looking for here is, if we just come around here so you can see the angle of the elbow. So can you see how, like, I want to stack my elbow above my wrist? So that's going to allow me to kind of come in. Now you're going to see people come right up here, and what's going to happen is, what people would commonly do with incline presses is their bum will push forward, and all they're doing is, can you see how this is now a flat press? My elbow's just coming here, but then if I position myself lower, I can't do that now. That's going to come down into that lower pec. My bum's further back, and we're there. So the moment here, when they've done, when you've done your Smith machine incline, when you're struggling, what happens first? Your bum comes off the seat, because you're trying to turn that into a flat press to help you get that rep. Now, Hammer Strength, this particular company, used to actually have a belt on all of their machines to lock your hips back. Whether there was a shortage of belts or they just thought, fuck it, let's make more money, they stopped doing that. I'm going to use, Dan, jump on. You've not used this one before, have you? I'd get Dean to do it, but we'd have to stack like 5 plates on it. Just grip the angles for me, keep your bum back. So what I want Dan to think about is, his shoulders are going to stay back, his scapula is going to stay down, so his chest is high. So you can see how Dan's brought his elbows out. I want him to tuck them elbows, because we want that wrist to be above that elbow. Good, now come all the way in, and think about that bicep into here, press. Good. Elbows out, now elbows in towards that pec. Good. And relax. It's a very tough kind of lesson here, what we're getting at, because realistically, again, from a machine point, he's just coming back and down. But when you switch your emphasis to elbows out and elbows in, you're going to get more out of this. Can we get Vicky, we jump on. Elbows here, grip, go a little bit narrower. Elbows there, head back. So now what we're going to think about is, she's going to keep her wrist stacked above her elbow, and she's going to press up. Good, head back. There, tuck that elbow a little bit there, yep. Good, I want you to think about that bicep into your chest. Good, press all the way in. Good, can you feel more here? Try and take your arms fully lock out, but don't fully, there you go, that's better. Get more out of your chest there. Good, casually down, pause for a brief second, good. And can you see here that she's not taking her elbows all the way back, keep going, keep going, keep going. There, now back. Because essentially, we're not thinking about back and forth. Can you see how, if I just think back, my shoulder rounds. If I think about out, my shoulder doesn't round. But I've fully lengthened my chest as opposed to just gone for range. Good. Does that feel all right? Good.
Shoulders retracted at all times.
Yeah, on this. Again, as you kind of get better at skill, you'll be able to kind of allow that upper shoulder to come off. But realistically, from a press point, you're just going to be very vulnerable taking yourself from that and transitioning to that. Right, where a pec fly is, you can do that. Relax. So we're not going to go too much over this, because I want you to kind of go around various exercises. Now, one I would like to touch on would be a cuff line lateral raise. Does anyone struggle with them? You're too old school. But we're going to briefly touch on that, and then we're going to, I'm literally going to have you just go around, do movements, have a practice what we've gone over, and then I'll come and find you and go over bits. Is that cool? Right, go over to the cable stack over there for me. The load is going to be dominantly just where our wrists are. Now, from a dumbbell point, from here to here, we're quite strong. And then when we get from here to here, we're weak. And that's essentially where we start challenging the movement. But like, if, for example, when we've got a dumbbell, we start to build fatigue up here and we can suddenly no longer do this, right? What are we achieving? We're failing in this part, we're not failing in this part. So from a cuff lateral part, we're going to be able to align the movement a little bit better. We're going to be able to stabilize our back against that pad. And because of how the stack's going to work, is that same kind of load though, again, from here to here, we're weaker. We're going to be able to move better. Now, again, from a cuff point, we're going to cuff above the wrist because our hands are just hooks. So we're going to be able to kind of take that out and in. And again, because we're on a bench, gravity isn't sending us here. We're going to be able to put our elbows forward. So there's not many advantages over doing this lying to standing. I just find, again, being able to set this up from a lying point, we're a lot more stable. You've got these in your plan, haven't you? You just struggle to get on this, don't you?
Most of the time.
Yeah. So, there's about 1,001 ways to do this, and all of them are wrong. But you're going to find one that you kind of feel best with in terms of connection. So, Patch, for example, this cable stacker Physique kind of has 2 stacks here, and they come out. So it's very short. So you could argue that with that stack, you need to be up at the upper arm. Now with these, we can go from the wrist. So we're going to go wrist, lie down. Can you see how that, in terms of angle position, is keeping that load in front of me? But I'm able to keep my shoulders kind of back and come out. So I'm thinking here, I'm thinking like if I was standing, I'd be thinking driving my hands across the floor and up across the ceiling. So we're going to go here. I'm not keeping my scapula back, I'm allowing it to thing, and I'm dragging out and up. I'm there, dragging out and up. Dean, can I use you as a... Oh, I just want to teabag him really. Your best mate now. Hello. Yep. Ooh, crap. I stepped on it.
Oh, did you?
You got sweat on, didn't you? Hey, you wait. So I want you to kind of think about your hands coming out as wide as you can. There you go. So can you see here, like you can get away with your reps being a little bit quicker as long as this is getting short. So you're thinking about out and then up into here. Can you see that like we're not all the way up here? And now from a spotter's point, we can't just spot there. I need to kind of emphasize on pushing that down. Now, as Dean fails, what we're going to do is I want you to stand up and do partials.
Stand up and do it.
Yeah, so
You want to do them on the bench?
no, stand up. So now he's literally going to kind of lengthen your arms, lean forward a little bit, and then just focus on outwards shortly. There you go, good. Think of that here, and then come out to me. There you go, that's better. And what we're doing is we've taken him through failure from a lying cuffed. Now we've gone him to here, and we've taken him through a shortened range at the top. So like if you was, let's say this for example, so
Yeah.
you're talking from like realistically if I was to do this standing,
Yeah.
I'd do this single arm.
Yeah, okay.
So for me, like here is going to allow me, let me just lighten that load. Here is going to be heavy here and light here.
Yeah.
Here is going to be,
So you put it in line with your knees.
I literally almost have this like just below my hip and just above my knee.
Like your mid-thigh.
Yeah. So then like realistically that's going to be there. And all. So then as I get past that point that I'm strong, this load's going to kind of come off a little bit.
Okay.
So I can fully get that short. So what Dean was doing is when we're laying here, it's going to be very challenging. When he gets up, that load, because he's got both, is still going to be very challenging, but he's going to be able to take his medial delt through a full contractile failure instead of just failing one area. Right, I'm conscious of time, so I want you to go around on various machines that we've done, go through a set, I'll come and find you. Andy may come and find you and just ask a few questions on like I want a bit of research on like what you're enjoying about coaching. I want to know what you're not, so I want you to be as brutally honest as possible. It's not a licking arse contest, so just be blunt for me. Thank you.
It's really good. Mike's very helpful. He's very encouraging. He sort of gives you grace when he gives you, for me, I think I need space with coaching. So he gives me my space, but he is also on my case when I'm looking like I'm not going to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. He's kind, he's good. He's, very personable. I enjoy it. I think for me, diet is tricky. I think it's discipline that constantly being on a diet takes. But other than that, I enjoy the whole thing, really. I think I've become a lot stronger and my physique's definitely changed. And in the gym, I'm definitely a lot more confident since I've gone through coaching, so yeah.
So I'm Patch, I've been with Mike since April last year. The things that he's helped with the most have just been basically intensity. So it's like I've been a PT for years myself, and you get lazy. You don't necessarily practice what you preach all the time, which is quite easily done. So it's been massively helpful just to dial up that intensity and have someone tell me what to do. When you write your own program, it's very easy to not follow it. Whereas Michael, he doesn't take any shit. He will sort of make you do it. He's not one to pull his punches, which I've needed, which is perfect really for my training. And obviously prep him for his next shoot. So a long way to go for that, but no, nothing that I'd say I'd dislike. Obviously, because I'm from a PT background as well, there's things that may have been I had different beliefs to Michael. That's not that either of us are wrong, but since trying his way, it's been good. There's some movements that I would like to have a play with every now and then, that don't make their way into the program, but that's just the coaching. That's not something that I dislike. Obviously, it'd be nice to have a few more calories every now and then, but let me have some carbs.
What you dislike, but he loves my food.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
Okay, so I'm Adam. I've been with Mike for about 11 weeks now. Can't say enough good things about him. He's got me on track. He holds me accountable if I slack. His programs are good, they're fun, they're different. Great nutritional advice. So I've lost about 11 pounds in 11 weeks. So everything that he's been giving me has been spot on. I'm really happy with what we've achieved so far. And I'm really looking forward to what we can sort of achieve over the next 12 months together.
Cool, that's good. Anything you dislike, or?
To be honest, mate, right now, no. Everything's been absolutely spot on. So
cool.
It's been good.
Just out of interest, you say the next 12 months. You got a goal?
Well, I think first was recomposition, sort of to drop body fat, and then it'd be like a sort of off-season phase where I'm trying to build sort of lean muscle tissue and bulk up.
Cool. That's good.
Happy days.
Happy days. Cheers.
Right, my name's Jamal. I've been with Michael for 2 months, coming on 3 months. I've been going to the gym for about 3 or 4 years. I've never really stuck to a diet plan, but now that I'm with Mike, it gives you that kick up the arse to sort of stick to your plan. Start recording me. I've got enough cameras in my face. It gives me that motivation to sort of stick to the plan, and I have seen changes in my diet, like from dieting my physique's changed massively. So.
That's good. Any goal that you're aiming towards? Or?
I just want to, because I come from powerlifting, so I've always been like fat shit. But I'm just trying to shred down, get lean, and then hopefully put some size on again.
Anything you dislike? Or?
Not really, to be fair, man. It's just good.
I'm Dan. I've been with Mike for getting through a year and a half now. Started with him, and it was just sort of trying to get in shape, and now we're working towards competition in September. It's awesome working with Mike. I mean, being part of the TBF community is a big thing. Like, this was such a good, like, close group. The only thing I don't like is when he takes food off me when I'm in a deficit, and when he gives too much food to me when I'm pushing food up. So yeah, can't complain otherwise. It's been an amazing experience so far, and yeah, can't wait for the rest of the journey. So yeah, my goals, I've got a show in September, UK DFBA, natural bodybuilding. So that'll be my first contest. Hopefully we do well in that and see where we go for the rest of the year. And then just trying to put on some muscle in the meantime at the moment. Bulking phase ends in April, and then we'll go into prep.
Been with Mike for just shy of a year now. Main reason I like Mike is for the organisation and the planning of it all. A lot of the diet and the training's done for you, so it's just applying that to a plan. Plan is to do a couple of bodybuilding shows this year. There wasn't really much I'd say I'd knock him for, to be honest with you. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah, sweet. Cheers, man.
So we didn't really do an introductory to this, so this is the very first TBF Trained by Fox workshop. The idea behind these is like trying to put something together to get the team in, get as many clients in as available. Like there was 2 to 3 people that had to cancel last minute because of other priorities, which is absolutely fine. What we've gone over today is primarily upper body. So we've talked about how best to set things up to connect with our lat, how best to set things up from a pull down point, rear delts, and going over various other movements. I, as a coach, have an exercise library available to clients, and in their plans there'll be a link to videos in there. But again, sometimes people do not learn from a video. They do not learn from a voice note. It takes a skill to be that particular person. Like there's so many different ways individuals will learn. So having these practical workshops as such is going to help me. Like today, Andy's gone round and asked for a bit of feedback. I've asked for a bit of feedback, and people have taken home a few cues and also confirmed what they already know. There will be a lower body one at some point. We may look at potentially changing gyms but again, hopefully shreds will be available and we'll go over that. We may need more time on that particular one because I definitely want to take everyone through a working set. Today's been very fun. I hope if you're watching this, you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment below. And yeah, there'll be more content out this in the future. Thank you.